These barrow deeps have remained untouched for nearly 3,000 years. Still, there is no telling what creatures may have taken up residence after we sealed these tunnels shut.
There is nothing to fear in this place. The only enemy that has ever given me pause is now corrupting the lands above us. Let us be done with this business and get back to the surface.
Agreed. Just be careful. There is no telling how the Druids of the Claw will react to us after all this time.
The goddess calls.
Something is amiss.
Asher Thoraman. The goddess calls. Fair enough. Say no more. Fire. All too easy. Done. Fair enough. Done. All too easy. Fair enough. Done. All too easy. Done.
These cave spiders are enormous.
I sense a strange darkness tainting them. They have been transformed by a great evil.
Who threatens these lands? For Kalimdor.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elune. So be it.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
The goddess calls.
Something is amiss. Anudora.
Asher Thoraman. O Kalimdor. In the name of Anarius. Immediately. So be it.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
The goddess calls. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. Immediately. By Elune. Immediately. As the goddess wills. Immediately. Induleva. By Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. So be it. Asher Thoraman. As the goddess wills. By Elune. As the goddess wills. So be it. By Elune. As the goddess wills. In the name of Anarius.
It shall be done.
The goddess calls.
Speak your mind.
Asher Thoraman. So be it. As the goddess wills.
Something is amiss. Anudora.
Someone threatens the wilds.
The land and I are one.
The goddess calls.
Something is amiss.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the wilds.
I bid
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elune. Demon vial. This must be what cursed the spiders.
If the corruption can do this to these simple creatures, I dare not imagine what it could do to the beasts who live above.
We must put an end to this corruption, no matter the cost. Asher Thoraman.
It shall be done. For Kalimdor.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Our champion has fallen.
Something is amiss.
The goddess calls. Immediately.
In the name of Cenarius!
As the goddess wills.
What threatens these lands?
Someone threatens the wilds. By Elune. So be it. As the goddess wills. So be it. As the goddess wills. Immediately. By Elune.
The land lie one. It shall be done.
Are we being invaded?
Asher Thoraman. So be it.
For Kalimdor!
Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. As the goddess wills. By Elune. Immediately. So be it. As the goddess wills.
For Kalimdor.
The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds. By Elune. Into life. Asher Thoraman. I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds.
What threatens these lands?
I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. Asher Thoraman. So be it. Immediately. I heed the voice of Elune. So be it. Immediately. By Elune. Immediately.
In the name of Cenarius!
So be it. Into river. As the goddess wills. By Elune. So be it. As the goddess wills.
In the name of Cenarius!
How shall we go?
The goddess calls. Immediately. So be it. By Elune. As the goddess wills. By Elune. Demon vial. This must be what cursed the spiders.
If the corruption can do this to these simple creatures, I dare not imagine what it could do to the beasts who live above.
We must put an end to this corruption, no matter the cost. Asher Thoraman.
Sleep dulled my senses.
The goddess calls.
Threatens these lands. For Kalimdor.
Someone threatens the wilds. Asher Thoraman.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elun.
It shall be done.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
I heed the voice of Elun. As the goddess wills.
Old priestess, we need your help. Our shaman was bitten by a strange spider and has become deathly ill. Our tribesmen have run off, leaving us to fend for ourselves.
What would you have us do?
The waters of the nearby Fountain of Life can save him, but we dare not leave him in this state. If you can fill this vial with its waters and return it to us, our shaman's life will be saved.
If his wisdom will prevent you from turning feral like your tribesmen, I will gladly save your shaman. Asher Thoraman. Immediately.
Out with it. That's a given.
The goddess calls.
The land and I are one.
I heed the voice of Elun.
Something is amiss.
Asher Thoraman.
My bidding. It has begun.
Someone threatens the wilds. By Elun. As the goddess wills. The goddess calls. Immediately. I heed the voice of Elun. Someone threatens the wilds. By Elun.
Okalamdor.
So be it. As the goddess wills. Immediately. The pathway cuts off to the south, but this doorway looks promising.
Oh no. How could I have forgotten?
What is behind this door that worries you, my love?
This door leads to Illidan's prison, Tyrande. We should go. Now.
Illidan? It's been 10,000 years. Could he still be alive? We should free him, Furion. He would be the perfect ally against the undead and their demon masters.
No, Tyrande. That beast must never be set free.
But he is your brother.
Be that as it may. He is far too dangerous. I forbid it.
Only the goddess may forbid me anything. I will free Illidan whether you like it or not.
Has sleep dulled my senses? Anudora. It shall be done. Anudora. It shall be done. Anudora. Ashtarodanador. For Kalimdor. Ashtarodanador.
Hi! Making trails.
What threatens these lands? is amiss. Ashtarodanador. Anudora. What threatens these lands? Has sleep dulled my senses? What threatens these lands? For Kalimdor. Has sleep dulled my senses? The land and I are one. It shall be done. Threatens these lands.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ashtarodanador. Pathetic wretches. It shall be done. The land and I are one. For Kalimdor. Ashtarodanador. Anudor. Ashtarodanador. For Kalimdor. How dare you! Anudor. For Kalimdor. Ashtarodanador. It shall be done. Let me pass. The Archdruid of the Moonglade demands passage. Anudora. For Kalimdor. Has sleep dulled my senses? Anudor. What threatens these lands?
Turn back. You are unworthy to bask in the Bear God's presence.
Bear gods. For Kalimdor.
Let it make your small. For the trees. Are we being invaded? Hi!
Perhaps the creature was referring to the sleeping druids of the Claw. But why would he call them bear gods when they appear as I do?
Ah, the druids of the Claw are awake already. Come, my brothers, we have much to do.
What? They have lost themselves to their animal aspects. They're mindless and feral.
In the Raven's name.
The horn's call might work, but it would reach only a few of them in this part of the cavern.
Enlighten me. That's a given. For my brothers. I am prepared. That's a given. I bid you. For my brothers. Enlighten me. That's a given. For my brothers. No one shall be the wiser. For my brothers, it has begun.
Has sleep dulled my senses? What threatens these lands? The land and I are one. Anudora. Pathetic wretches. Ashterogado.
Out with it.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
No one shall be the wiser. I am prepared.
Something is amiss. What threatens these
Inventory
lands?
is full.
Something is amiss.
Out with it. It has begun. For my brothers.
Has sleep dulled my senses? It shall be done. Anudora. How dare you, foul spawn of Deathwing! I should have known that you loathsome beasts would take refuge within the flames of the earth. For Kalimdor. Press the attack!
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
No one shall be the wiser.
Something is amiss. Ashterogado. Pathetic wretches. Enlighten. What threatens these lands? It shall be done. Anudora. For Kalimdor.
Are we being invaded? Gladly.
I am prepared. That's a given. Out with it.
Something is amiss. Anudora. Ashterogado.
My bidding.
What threatens these lands? The land and I are one. It shall be done. Something is amiss. For Kalimdor. Anudora. For Kalimdor. It shall be done. Ashterogado. The land and I are one. Anudora. What threatens these lands?
Enlighten me. For my brothers.
The land and I are one. Something is amiss. Ashterogado. Has sleep dulled my senses? It shall be done.
Hi! What is nature's call?
My bidding.
Something is amiss. Has sleep dulled my senses? Ashterogado.
Out with it. No one shall be the wiser.
Something is amiss.
That's a given.
The land and I are one. Anudora. Ashterogado. For Kalimdor.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I am prepared. It has begun.
Has sleep dulled my senses? What threatens these lands? It shall be done. Anudora. Pathetic wretches. For Kalimdor. Ashterogado.
Enlighten me.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
My bidding. It has begun. Out with it. That's a given.
The land and I are one. It shall be done.
Shadow Stormrage. I don't know what came over us. It's been so long since we remembered who we were.
All is well, Theroshan. I have need of you and your mighty brethren once again. After these many ages, the Burning Legion has returned, and only our combined strength can drive them back.
Then we druids of the Claw are yours to command, Shandor Stormbridge.
I cannot go back. Goddess grant that Furion was wrong.
Your quest is foolhardy. Even your goddess has condemned the one you seek to free.
As the goddess wills. By Eluna. As the goddess wills. By Eluna. In the name of Cenarius. Induliretha. Anudora. Induliretha. Anudora. Induliretha. As the goddess wills. Okalandor. Induliretha. By Eluna. Anudora. Okalandor. Anudora. Induliretha. So be it. Okalandor. Induliretha. Okalandor. As the goddess wills. So be it. By Eluna. Induliretha. Okalandor. So be it. Anudora. As the goddess wills. So be it. As the goddess wills. Immediately. As the goddess wills. You are moved. I heed the voice of Elune. Immediately. By Eluna. Okalandor. Induliretha. Immediately. In the name of Cenarius. As the goddess wills. By Eluna. Okalandor. Induliretha. In the name of Cenarius. So be it, as the goddess wills. By Elune. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. Immediately. Okalandor. As the goddess wills. So be it. As the goddess wills.
Make it fast.
Ashrathoraman. By Elune. The goddess calls. So be it. As the goddess wills. Anudora. By Elune. Okalandor. So be it. By Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. As the goddess wills. By Elune. As the goddess wills. Immediately. As the goddess wills. By Elune. As the goddess wills. Immediately.
On your mark. Fair enough. I am sworn to avenge.
The goddess calls. As the goddess wills. By Elune. As the goddess wills. By Elune. Immediately. So be it. Immediately. By Elune. As the goddess wills. So be it. By Elune. As the goddess wills. So be it. Anudora! Induliratha. As the goddess wills. Immediately. So be it. Immediately. A cache of the Watcher's weapons. These should help us considerably. I heed the voice of Elune. Induliratha. Anudora! By Elune. Induliratha. Anudora! So be it. As the goddess wills. By Elune. In the name of Cenarius!
Our warriors have engaged in position. Come and
Rush upon me. I heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls. Okalamdor! In the name of Cenarius! Rush upon me. Okalamdor! So be it. Induliratha. In the name of Cenarius! Okalamdor! As the goddess wills. In the name of Cenarius! Anudora!
Inventory is full.
By Elune. As the goddess wills.
In the name of Cenarius!
Okalamdor! Anudora! So be it.
Speak your mind.
I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. The goddess calls.
In the name of Cenarius!
Okalamdor! As the goddess wills. The treants move to block my path. Only a powerful druid could command such creatures.
In the name of Cenarius!
Okalamdor! Anudora! Immediately. By Elune. So be it. Immediately. So be it. Asher Thoraman. As the goddess wills. Immediately. As the goddess wills. Okalamdor!
In the name of Cenarius!
Okalamdor!
Inventory is full.
Anudora!
In the name of Cenarius!
Okalamdor! These explosive devices look to be of goblin design. The wily creatures must have hidden them here long ago. No matter. I'll make good use of them. So be it. Immediately. By Elune. Immediately.
In the name of Cenarius!
Anudora! Okalamdor! So be it. Immediately. By Elune.
Our
So be
warriors
it.
have engaged the enemy.
Anudora! Okalamdor! As the goddess wills. So be it. Someone threatens the wilds. Immediately. Asher Thoraman.
I am sworn to avenge.
Someone threatens the
On your
wilds.
mark.
I heed the voice of Elune. So be it. Immediately. By Elune. Induliratha. Anudora! As the goddess wills. Immediately.
In the name of Cenarius! Kalimdor. As the goddess wills. By Elena. Immediately. As the goddess wills. Immediately. So be it. Immediately. So be it. As the goddess wills. Speak your mind. I shall not fear. The goddess calls. Make it fast. My wait is there. Someone threatens the wilds. I am sworn to avenge. In position. As the goddess wills. Catch. Seek. Asher Thoraman. Immediately. So be it. I heed the voice of Elune. Anudora! By Elune. Immediately. By Elune. So be it. Someone threatens the wilds. By Elune. Kalimdor! As the goddess wills. Immediately. So be it.
Hold, priestess. This place is forbidden, even to one such as you. There is a terrible evil here that must remain chained beneath the earth.
Illidan was considered a great hero once. I believe he will become one again.
Madness! You would doom us all by freeing the betrayer.
As the goddess wills. So be it. As the goddess wills. By Elune. So be it. By Elune. As the goddess wills. The goddess wills. By Elune. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. Asher Thoraman. As the goddess wills. By Elune. As the goddess wills. Immediately. So be it. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. Immediately. So be it. As the goddess wills. So be it. As the goddess wills. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. Speak your mind. My wait is there. Someone threatens the wilds. By Elune. The goddess calls. I am sworn to avenge. Come and get. Someone please die. In position.
Illidan, is that you?
Tyrande, it is your voice. After all these ages spent in darkness, your voice is like the pure light of the moon upon my mind.
The Legion has returned, Illidan. Your people have need of you once more.
Because I once cared for you, Tyrande, I will hunt down the demons. But I will never owe our people anything.
Then let us hurry back to the surface. The demon's corruption spreads with every second we waste. Furion.
It has been an eternity, brother. An eternity spent in darkness.
Illidan, you were sentenced to pay for your sins. Nothing more.
And who are you to judge me? We fought the demons side by side, if you recall.
Enough of this, both of you. What is done is done. My love, with Illidan's help, we will drive the demons back once again and save what is left of our beloved land.
Have you even considered the cost, Tyrande? This betrayer's aid may doom us all before the end. I will have nothing to do with this.